And we are live. Hey guys, welcome to Crypto Talk Now live with Max, Larry, and Crypto Realist Jeremy. You know him as Jeremy. And also Patch is your crypto family friendly dog, of course, is here. So before we get started, Max, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing well. Just want to state, it's nice to finally formally meet you. Well, virtually speaking, Jeremy. I've seen you, for instance, on your own show before. I've seen you, of course, teamed up with Larry as a guest before. And it was never on during that time, obviously, but it's really nice to actually be here and do this 3-person panel with you. So
yeah, for
very
sure.
Cool meeting.
Nice to meet you as well.
Thank you.
All right, cool. And Jeremy, how you been doing?
I've been doing all right. How you been?
Doing great, doing great. So let's jump over to the screen and show everybody who you are. I'm sure that most people know who you are that are in our community. We kind of share communities here.
Sure.
This is Jeremy, the Crypto Realist. We didn't get much chance to talk before the show, but tell us a little bit about what you're doing these days as far as when your live show is, and then also tell us what you are covering typically these days on crypto.
Sure. Well, as you know, just recently came back from a little hiatus, so still finding the groove, but have basically come to terms that I'm not going to be able to do it full time like I had been before, where I was doing 2 streams a day, morning and evening. Just kind of doing it as I go, but with the focus on morning streams, generally around the 9 a.m. Eastern time frame. But with what I'm doing these days, it's more about talking about some of the projects I like that I'm following, some more of the more up and coming projects, more stable stuff, and talking about what we're going to do on this next bull run when it comes up. But yeah, that's basically what we're doing right now. And as you probably know, I've started working with MetaMonkey, so we're doing a lot of coverage on that for the coming months.
All right, cool. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Well, Max will lead us with what we're going to talk about with the news. And then what we'll do is we'll get you to have some commentary on what we're talking about. And we'll do like a show. We'll do a show for about an hour today. It's typically what we try to do these days. But Max, what do you have for us this evening?
Well, while we wait for a few more people to basically come in, because I don't know, it's kind of like a weird last few days with attendance. I don't know if it's because a lot of fear in the market. You never know what the case be. Other shows going on, but nonetheless, thought I would pull up the overall crypto market just to kind of get things going. Gonna go ahead and present that here right now. But basically, there's a few key things I wanted to point out, and if you draw your attention, of course, we see that the overall crypto market has dropped down to 855 billion. It's just a slight decrease, but let's face it, it's a big decrease compared to where we were at not that long ago, right? So in the top 3, you see that Terra Classic is basically trending. We have some news in regards to just that. So you want to definitely stay tuned in regards to just that, Terra Luna Classic, right? But a few things I saw, for instance, the top 100. I saw, for instance, Axie Infinity is, it's up about roughly 6%. In reality, guys, when you compare the likes of these to, like, for instance, the bull market and so on, it's not even a drop in the bucket. But it was worth pointing out and so on. If you were thinking about having an entry point for the likes of Axie, to be honest, below $10 is very, very attractive, to say the least. Same when it comes to the likes of Smooth Love Potion, right? And if anything, let's face it, you could pick up a way bigger bag. We've seen Smooth Love Potion also do pretty well in the last bull run and so on. Also, keep in mind when it comes to the likes of these particular ones, they have completely revamped the payment system, if you will. And of course, that's where the area of concern is. A lot of people feel as though it's never going to rebound to where it was. I advise you to take more of a look into it. Again, I can't give you any official financial advice and so on. For me personally, I'm leaning towards finally getting a bag of Smooth Love Potion. Again, do more of your own research. Another couple things I wanted to point out while we're at the top 100. I feel as though that you want to keep a real eye on Trust Wallet token. Again, like what we talk about here quite a bit when it comes to the supply and demand of various different cryptos. I think there's going to be a lot of demand, even that much more for the likes of TWT, because a lot of people, for instance, are transferring their crypto. Not everybody is going to cold storage and so on. But if anything, you're seeing, for instance, what's happened recently with the likes of Coinbase, especially right as of yesterday, XRP as well as XLM. You know, you got to throw in Bitcoin Cash, I guess you could say, and also Ethereum Classic, which is another one we covered quite a bit here, especially on the recorded. But especially XRP and XLM. I mean, if anything, people will find out what else is out there. There are other options and so on. That creates a certain amount of demand for this. And I think, if anything, you've seen it happen with, price action on the upside with that. Of course, Chronos, a lot of content creators. I don't know if you've been covering it as well lately, Jeremy, but there's been a lot of eyeballs on Chronos.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to actually show you guys a little bit more here in a little bit. I'll show you what's going on with a brief part of my watch list. But I actually like to get your input in regards to this. What do you think about all the, you know which ones they are and so on. I'm saying it's a bad thing, but what do you think about all the recent coverage in regards to CRO lately, Jeremy?
Well, personally, I think with Crow, I've said that Crow has big upside regardless of what's happening, as long as they don't completely Amber Heard the bed. They're going to be fine, simply because.
Oh, I like that one. I'm going to borrow that one. Amber Heard the bed. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't want to use the foul language. I don't know how foul we can get. I know on my channel I would have said it, but I try to respect other people's channels. But
I like that.
if as long as they don't Amber Heard the bed, bull run, I think everything's fine. 6-9 months ago, we were fine buying Crow at 30 cents, 40 cents, 50 cents.
We were
7 cents. I mean, we were on the cusp of $1 at one point, and now we're looking at 5 cents, 6 cents, 7 cents. That is absolutely, if you believe in Crow, which I do like Crow, that is, I'm waiting for it to get low 5s, 4s to see what happens when their balance sheets come out. Once that comes out and any potential red flags or FUD is done with that, I think the price drops a little lower. I said this, when they had that, what was it, 2 a.m. AMA that Chris had with what was it? Yeah, he did the AMA. But either way, they had the balance sheets to still come out, and we're all kind of waiting to see what happens with that. And personally, I think there's going to be some more red flags. There's going to be some more downside before we absolutely hit the bottom on Crow. I think 2-3 cents might be an opportunity for us to see that.
That's an absolute steal as far as I'm concerned. That's
absolutely.
Oh my gosh. You probably don't know this because, you and I obviously trying to, this is the first time I formally met you and so on. But, for our community, they know that my third best performer for my portfolio last year was CRO. I mean, I got in at 17 cents. I would say roughly around the halfway point of 2021 and so on. Didn't get at like full all-time highs, but came very, very close. So roughly like 91 cents roughly in that area and so on. It was literally a $1,700 investment that became a little over 10K for me.
Yep.
And I got out at the right time. And if anything, I bought back in. And at that time, I mean, I just, I transferred from the native crypto.com app. I went with the DeFi, wallet app, for instance, and so on, because it's just, you yield twice as much just by transferring over there. So that on top of these particular prices, I mean, it's just like narrowing it down. I have about roughly 5 or 6. I'm like, man, I need to obviously dollar cost average a little bit more into.
Right.
I'm just that much more bullish and want to add that much more.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, like I said, 6-9 months ago, we were happy at 30, 40, 50 cents. Even with it coming back down, we're like, yes, dollar cost average down, bring our price point down. We know Crow has that potential to go absolutely bonkers on this next bull run.
Yep.
Great stuff, guys. So far, let's just say hello to our great community here at CTN. Salamander says, Jeremy rocks. So thank you for being here, Salamander in space.
Thank you.
Blue Whale Ricky, Uncle Ricky, am I at the right place? Yes, you are at the right place. We have special guest here, Crypto Realist, Jeremy, of course. You guys, probably 95% of people here probably know who Jeremy is. Hello, guys. Hello to Tracy G. I have not seen you here before, but we appreciate you being here. Thank you so much.
Tracy's one of my regulars.
Is that one of your regulars? Okay,
yep,
cool.
Yep. She's one of the OGs from back in the day.
Awesome stuff. Salamander Space says buy now while everything is on sale. Eddie T says, what's up? And we're just going through some of these other comments here, some emojis, and Eddie T says hello to Jeremy. You can do it, guys. XRP possible buyout. I'm not sure what he's referring to there. Do you know what he's talking about?
I haven't heard anything like that.
No, I haven't heard that. Tim Shea says, hey, because that's what Tim Shea says. XRP needs to win the SEC for all of crypto. Yes, I agree with that. Yep. Let's just see here. Everybody say hello. Selmo Fudd, OG of OGs of OGs, is here.
What's up, Selmo?
ADA was at $3. Now it's at 32 cents.
It's a good point. You know, it's just not as attractive for me to want to pick up a second bag of that. But you know what? If ADA was to crash down to like a quarter even, I may finally pick up a second bag of that. As a lot of you guys know, I originally invested about 4K into ADA. Probably did it at the wrong time, but you know, again, I'm looking at ADA as that boring long-term outlet, but there is some exciting things coming around for 2023. I mean, if you believe in a quality ecosystem, if you will, then that might be something you want to do more of your own research in that regard. So, are you into ADA?
I came across one of those little hidden gems as well. The ecosystems that you're talking about. I talked a little bit about it a couple of days ago. The Phantom blockchain.
I've got some.
You guys come across that one at all?
Phantom with an F, right?
Yep, correct.
Yeah, I have. Right. I've had Phantom for a while, since last year.
Yeah, Phantom with an F. Got to point that out.
Got to clarify.
Phantom with the F. Yeah. So yeah.
Crow might be as huge as Binance. I've been saying that. Now it's like if you say it now, you really still believe in Crow. I mean, I still believe in it. I think that it just needs to make it through this tough time, and I think regulation will actually help Crow.
Absolutely.
Tim Shea, Salamander. I like how they went right back at Binance, and Binance might win the Voyager bid. That would be interesting. Grizzly Bear Greg is back. Hello, guys. Salamander Space. Here's just what Salamander has. We got to get Jeremy to weigh in on the ISOs. Salamander's got XRP, XDC, Crow, Quant, XLM, and ADA will be huge. What's your thoughts on XRP and the rest of the ISOs, Jeremy?
Everything on his list, I would 100% agree with.
Okay, cool.
Like I am on board with everything on that list. XRP, I think, is the key to XRP is what happens. We all know this. We've talked about it numerous times on every platform that we can, talk about. XRP, if they come through and they come out of this in a positive light, their upside is absolutely astronomical. There's just no other way to put it.
I think we all agree with that. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And another thing that I think people just don't realize, looking at it from a market cap perspective, is, they're putting a focus like, well, that just increases the overall crypto market cap for XRP. Also realize you take on that's a lot of extra market cap. That's going to help move the market. I mean, when people say, this is going to be not just a big win for XRP, it is a big win for that period, the global crypto market cap. So I think we're going to see big things. And if anything, that should get the ball rolling. I still think the ball is going to be rolling here soon, especially coming into 2023. But if that happens, let's face it, some of these predictions of, January and so on, we obviously don't know for sure. But we're seeing specific dates, I'll tell you that much, around January.
Like February 14th.
Like February 14th. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I just think we get the ball rolling, man. So
yep. And see, I've talked about this a couple of times recently. The idea that people are talking about the bull run starting, right after the halving and going crazy. I think a lot of that is I think they're underestimating what government intervention is going to cause in that halving, or what could cause that halving to do. It's going to pump. We know it's going to pump, but how far up is it going to go? I don't think it's going to 100,000. I don't even know if it's going to go to all-time highs after this next halving, simply because we're at the point of regulation, government step in. I think the market overall is going to be a lot more conservative in regards to getting that money in. So with what I've talked about a couple of times is I think on this next true big bull run where we're going all-time high after all-time high after all-time high, I think there's going to be some tokens that are going to close that gap with Bitcoin and start eating away at that market share. And if any of these have a chance, I think there's 3 of them that's out there: Ethereum, BNB, and XRP, depending on what happens with their litigation with the government.
You might
That's
be
my
right.
hot
Yeah.
take.
Let me just bring in some more comments here. Tim Shea says, I see that Patches is excited to see Jeremy.
Super
Patches is
excited.
excited to see his bed.
Just super excited.
Grizzly Bear Greg is saying hello to everybody. Max, awesome XDC meta video today.
Thank you. I'm
so
glad somebody saw that. You know, basically we came out with, I think it was roughly, actually, shout out to Larry too, right? He came out with the ALBT update. Haven't had a chance to see that, but guys, we had a total of 5 recorded videos presented to you today. You know, not to toot our own horn or anything, but you know what? I love the idea that Larry has been bit, if you will, by the recorded video content creation once again. So shout out to him. But yes, in regards to that particular one on XDC, guys, you know me when it comes to the whole thing with covering certain metaverses. I covered the likes of Zilliqa with Metopolis long before he joined up here at Crypto Talk Now with Larry. I'm telling you flat out, XDC's meta blocks is now in my top 2 when it comes to metaverse. Metopolis and by far Metablocks. I might even have Metablocks higher than Metopolis at this point. One key reason, again, watch the recorded, and that is this: support for up to 300,000 user base per city. Now, if you're an MMO RPG gamer type person like myself, you know what I'm talking about here. World of Warcraft, for instance. You can have us, support up to, like, for instance, 30,000, 50,000 user base. They have real world locations. Watch the video. You'll see that the first city that they did is a real world location. They picked Paris, France. You see the Eiffel Tower. You see real concepts of malls. This is not just some artist conception, if you will. They're taking real world locations. How about this for size? They had a beta, a public beta, actually a private beta. 5,000 people already tested it. And they have even stress tested even further than that. I believe the last test was 25,000, but support per city of 300,000. Now, get this. That kind of has the Grand Theft Auto approach to it. Hear me out. Yeah, it's on Unreal Engine 5, but check this out. They're going to be developing other cities. So immediately I'm thinking, all right, if we reach a saturation point of 300,000 on that particular user base, who's to say they're not going to expand to other cities like London, New York, so many of these other places in the world and so on. So it's really, really cool to see that, because here's the thing: when it stands out to metaverse and why XDC has this title of, bringing a different element to retail. Think of all the times we're in this pandemic and so on. People, of course, literally forced to be at home, right? They're buying online, going to Amazon and so on. This creates a whole other element, because let's face it, there's some people who miss the idea of not going to a mall. They don't miss the idea of the expensive prices that malls offered, but now you're now able to capture a different element of that, where they can enjoy picking out the products they want at real world locations, and then ordering that, getting the physical item, whether it's the Nikes, Adidas, you name it, right to the front door, just like they are with Amazon. Look out for XDC, especially watch that particular video. I did a deep dive into it. It's got a lot of video footage. You're gonna love it. Back to you guys.
Yeah, take a look.
Jeremy, are you a gamer? I'm guessing you might be. I saw you nodding your head there.
I have played in the past a lot. Not so much a lot recently, but I've been, I still dabble in it from time to time. I still game.
Okay, cool. So are you doing so you guys are playing poker still? I know you guys were playing some online poker. Are you still doing that kind of thing?
Yeah, I still I've always played poker in some form or fashion. And with the whole crypto poker scene, there's a few projects that's out there that's playing, weekly games that I'll step in and play in for, a little bit and see what I can do, and, keep my skills fresh for when I actually go back to the actual casino again.
Okay, cool. Good stuff. Let's bring in some more comments here. Tim Shea says he's living the dream. Selmo Fudd says, how'd you know that I had FEG? I probably have some dust of that. Maybe I have like $1.32 of it. I don't know what I have.
I don't even know what FEG is, to be honest.
It's like that FEG token or something like that. It was feed every gorilla or something like that. It's one of those ones where I was like just buying anything. Like last year when we didn't have to have a brain, we could just throw darts and just.
I remember. I remember. Was it Gorilla Inu, and that just never really took off. Like it barely had a listing on CMC, and literally took them off like within 2 months or something. So.
Let's see. Michael Montclair is here. He says, "Hey all. Let's see who else is here. Jay, I have not seen you. Is Jay part of your community, Jeremy?
Which Jay? No, I have not seen Jay.
All right. Thoughts on RVN? I heard
Raven Coin. Yeah.
You know, is it Raven Coin?
Pretty sure that's Raven Coin.
Oh, okay. I'm not familiar with it, but are you guys familiar with? You're familiar with it, Max?
Raven yeah, we covered Raven Coin quite a bit here at CTN actually. For instance, during around that time before Ethereum went from proof of work to proof of stake, we're talking about the demand for like for instance, I got my ASIC miner, it's going to become worthless. Where do I go? That type of thing. And at that time, Raven Coin like pumped. Had some pretty decent pumps and so on. My thoughts on Raven Coin is just this. Like, for instance, I like the idea that you don't have to have the likes of an ASIC miner, for instance. And if anything, you can convert. Listen to this. You can actually mine. I know it sounds crazy. Like you can mine likes of Shiba Inu and stuff like that. But then from there, you can actually convert it to the likes of Raven Coin. So it's kind of a thing you need to, of course, do more of your own research about. But it's a very attractive platform for somebody that came from a particular mining community or this particular mining project and so on. So I still think there's some upside to it and so on. It needs to trend a little bit more. And if anything, a lot more YouTubers are covering it and so on, because again, I think they're realizing just that there's a whole community, right? Roughly about, I saw some crazy figures, but somewhere between 1 million to 10 million people worldwide that are jumping ship to different platforms, and it's finding the right one, and then also recognizing what could happen on the upside in a bull run. I definitely will say this: look out for Raven Coin in a bull run. Prepare for it in the bear market. If anything, maybe consider picking up a bag. Not official financial advice or anything like that, but I was very impressed with what Raven Coin brought to the table, to say the least.
Let's say a little.
Come across that one.
Yeah. I think I do kind of remember you talking about it, Max. I must have for some reason forgot, but yeah,
it's all right. I mean, there's 20. Yeah. Come on, guys, like 22,000 cryptos out there, right? That's like me saying, "Hey, Jeremy, have you heard of XYZ?" Jeremy, like, huh?
Yeah.
Like.
I mean, I could bullshit you and say, "Yeah, I heard about that."
Yeah, but
somebody will make it now.
Right?
I'm sure you even have it probably on your show. There's some like random person coming in. There's nothing wrong with that, but I mean, it's kind of like the saying goes, "Show me your crypto." It's like I never heard of that. They're all gung ho about it, but anyway.
Yep, I completely agree. It does happen. It does happen.
Mentalek is here. He says, "Hello, is it me you're looking for?" Lionel Richie, Selmo Fudd says,
I gotta say something real quick about that. So when you're on your own and you welcome Menelek, and I'll be like, for instance, I'm cooking something, so I'm multitasking. At that same moment where Menelek comes in and you're like, "Hello, is it me?" And I literally say at the same time, "Is it me you're looking for?" Lionel Richie. Watch, he's gonna say it, and boom, you say it. It's like clockwork now. Anyway.
Oh, did you? Oh, you froze for. You froze for a second there. Selmo Fudd, 2023 is the year of XRP. Yeah, you know me, and you will see. Salamander in Space, BlackRock, and Diamond from Chase made a comment on transfer of money in a safe and fast speed. XRP. Tim Shea, I saw something where Bank of America is already using Ripple. They are, just not XRP. I hadn't seen that one.
Yes. Cover that in the latest recorded. They're sitting on the sideline, basically waiting for this whole thing with the SEC to happen. Then, boom, watch out for them accessing that on-demand liquidity. So, yeah.
XRP, Quant, and XDC. Let's see, Salamander Space, XRP possible settlement with the SEC. I still think it's going to happen in January, but it might be wrong.
Well, it looks like it'd be January 3rd. We're getting specific dates in regards to that, Larry. The last one I saw was roughly January 3rd. But, I mean, come on, man. They've been saying all sorts of speculative dates for a while. So.
I've been saying it since June that it would be January, but that's just I don't know, a guess. Oh, Canada. Steve the Canadian is back. And I think that he's part of Jeremy's community too. I've seen him
He
here
is.
a lot. Okay.
Yeah, he's one of the OGs too.
That looked like my
Awesome.
dog Jafar on the screen. He looks like a good puppy. Well, he's a big old puppy. He's almost 9 years old. He'll be 9 in February. Salamander Space XRP is already being used around the world. Jay, very good. I saw your dad at CVS last week. Okay.
You know, I just recognized that's
What?
Jeff Spicoli from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. You know, Sean Penn's. That's awesome. I love that movie.
Steve the Canadian. Oh, hey, Tim. He always says, oh, hey. Well, Tim Shea says, hey, but Steve's from Canada, so he has to put the O in front of it. Eddie, Selmo, Larry, and Jeremy. Coochie Boy is back. What's up, CTN family? And Salamander Space. XDC meta looks better than Facebook meta. Not too many people like Facebook.
It does
Daniel,
look way
don't
better.
call me Carlos Delgado. The busy habit is being busy. Good job, Max and Larry.
Well, thank you, Daniel. Glad to have you here again. Thank you for supporting us, especially late with the recorded.
Michael Montclair, Shiba Inu, or Luna Classic. Sell at 10 cents. Buy XRP, XDC, XLM. My game plan. Let me get Jeremy to weigh in on this. What's your thoughts these days on both Shiba Inu and Luna Classic?
Luna Classic's dead. I've said it. I've said it after, you know, when they initially dumped down and then they had, you know, they traded sideways for a little and then it dumped even harder.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was basically dead. And they've been talking about what they're going to do. And I firmly believe that Luna Classic's dead. As far as Shiba, I think Shiba's got a big enough brand at this point that a bull run is going to bring them very much back alive. There's a big enough community, a big enough name at this point, and you know, meme coins or you know whatever you want to call Shiba at this point. But yeah, I definitely think Shiba definitely still has some legs left on it, especially with a imminent bull run coming up here in the next 6 months, year.
So let me pick your brain on that for just a moment. So for
Yep.
instance, Shiba Inu was my best performer last year. You know, like
Me too.
I mean, yeah, it literally
I was good with that too. Yeah.
one of the few it was the overused
first.
saying goes, you know,
Pop my cherry.
yeah, like it was, you know, overused expression of diamond hands, if you will. So I put AK into that, and it was amazing. It was just like, you know, 11x on that. And if anything, you know, I'm looking at it from this perspective of like, wow, look at what technically speaking, last year, 2021. First standout, you know, all-time highs was May roughly of 2021, and then for instance I think it was like late October 2021 and so on. That's where you saw, for instance, you know, 4 zeros, 88, 89 roughly in that area and so on. And for a lot of people, man, I mean, they became, as the saying goes, like went from Dogecoin millionaires to Shiba Inu millionaires, if you will. But my thing is this: where do you see that realistically? How about this, conservatively speaking? I'm not asking you to give a crazy price prediction, but for me personally, I'm thinking about like what they achieved in the past, the vision going forward. Yeah, there's all the rumors of Shibarium and so on, but I think if we land Shibarium going into the bull market, maybe get finally one of these AAA games out, one of the two and so on. For me, I'm not going to say it's going to burn 2 zeros. I remember Legrand Commission was mentioning, for instance, he saw something like that when I did the math. I was like, wow, that's 2 zeros. But for me personally, I see it getting down where we burn another zero. That'd be 3 zeros in a number. And for, you know, people like myself, I remember Selma Fudd, I think I have like a little over 1 billion of the SHIB coin tokens. I think he has like even double what I have, for instance. So it's like at 3 zeros in a number, that's like $300,000+ or something.
Right. So
yeah.
This is what I'll say. Again, we have to look at what we're going to consider the bull run and when we're expecting this bull run. So like what I was getting at earlier, this slight pushback up after the halving, right? And then I think there is some pullback after that because of the whole government regulation. We've talked about it a little bit. I don't know how long it's going to be. One of the charts that I pulled up a couple of times says this little lull in the bull run could be, you know, 4 to 6 years long, depending on how long regulation and the new administration, what their point is on crypto itself is and how they want to go about it. So I think we're at that point of we could break really, really big to the high side. But I think there's going to be a long play out before we really get to all-time highs again. But on this next little push around the halving time frame, late 2023, 2024 time frame, I think the market itself is going to dictate that, the total overall market. I don't think we get back to all-time highs by mid 2024.
That's fair enough.
75% of where we were,
Yeah.
75% of where we were mid 2024. I think that might be a good estimate. I don't know exactly how many zeros that is, but I do not think we hit all-time high on many of these big cryptos that skyrocketed the last 12 months for probably a couple of years, 2 or 3 years, easy.
I'm glad you pointed that out, because I mean, there is a real difference when it comes to the start of a bull run compared to all-time highs in a bull run.
Right.
If anything, last year's market, for instance, was towards the end of that year. We saw the all-time highs was also towards the end of these all-time highs, if you will. So yeah.
Sounds like Plan B was really, really wrong.
Yeah, definitely. You need a Plan C, to say the least.
He's gonna be Plan M for McDonald's.
But if we get to that all-time high area for Bitcoin, that 60, 70, 80,000 area,
yeah,
I think Shiba and Doge could see close to all-time highs again. And if Bitcoin goes to all-time high, I definitely see the big runners going to all-time highs as well, or pretty damn close.
I think Doge would have never made it if it wasn't for Elon buying Twitter. I think that's like
here's the thing. I'm banking on I'm not banking on. I don't have anything in Doge yet, but I'm banking on the idea that somehow, some way, Doge gets involved with the Twitter coin concept that's happening right now, whether it's Twitter or whether it's Doge or Pi or the Twitter coin that may or may not come out, that's being rumored now.
Right.
I don't know what it is, but we all know that crypto's coming to Twitter, one way or another. And if Doge is involved with that in any way, Dogecoin millionaire is going to be laughing at everybody because he's the one that held. That dude's going to be filthy rich if that happens.
That's good. Yeah, he seems like a good guy, so he needs it to come back.
I'll tell you this much. We recently covered we did on a recorded video, for instance. So there's multiple times. I don't know if you follow the likes of Quant, right? So there's multiple times their CEO Gilbert Verdian basically mentioned specifically Twitter and how the payments thing is going to basically happen and so on. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, what about that Quant connection to that? The interoperability and basically they sit above blockchains. They're not even a blockchain. It's like, I look at it's Microsoft to a sense, and so I'm thinking to myself everybody's talking about, for instance, the likes of Dogecoin. Heck, I've seen some of the things you mentioned recently, Jeremy, in regards to the whole concept of the Twitter coin and so on. But I'm also looking at the concepts of what connects all this, not necessarily just these blockchains, but the technologies behind it all, whether it is the likes of Ripple's XRP or Quant and so on. And again, I think a lot of times we put a lot of focus on specific tokens because obviously that's what's trending, Dogecoin and whatnot. Again, I'm also looking at it why isn't there not enough of this said? The likes of, heck, Quant, for crying out loud. So anyway, teach his own.
Coochie Boy is saying hello to all of us. And Salamander in Space.
Coochie Boy.
FTX fraud does not represent crypto. It's just like Madoff, who stole billions. We will still use fiat. That's true.
Yep.
How about this? Bree is here. She
says,
Bree. What's up, boys? And if you guys don't know who Bree is, I'm sure everybody does, but you can follow her over on Twitter right here at XRAVEX baby X. Follow her there. Of course, she talks a lot about crypto, but mainly is big on Twitter. Doesn't do as much with YouTube, but much.
Oh yeah, she does. She does ASMR videos eating.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. She does.
Oh yeah, you always joke over with her about something about the earpiece or something.
Yeah, she doesn't. She doesn't do the ear thing. She's not into that.
Right.
And neither am I. I'm not into watching.
That's good.
It's a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit interesting, to say the least. I mean, well, Patches could probably do it, but I'm not doing it. All right. Let's see. Everyone's saying hello. Everybody knows Bree, that's for sure. Grizzly Bear Greg, Where is your XDC video located, Max?
So all you got to do is simply go to Crypto Talk Now, and then from there, it immediately puts you on the home page. Click on the videos, and then all our recorded videos are right there. We have basically daily recorded videos every single day of the week, and we also have, for instance, the live show every single day of the week. So, yeah. Look at that community update from Larry. Look at how handsome he looks like.
Look at that snazzy suit, 3-piece and everything.
Yeah, look at
boy.
that. So, you know what I mean?
That's what happens when you have...
he got jazzed up for that thumbnail.
Right, looking good. No homo, right? But looking good. So.
It's the real couch, too, right here.
Right, real casting. See? The no homo, like I mentioned. All right.
Real couch. All right. Where is your...
we have a super chat alert. You want me to go ahead and highlight?
Yeah, could you?
All right, you have your star ready?
Yep, I got my star on there.
All right, so shout out to Salamander in Space. He says, quote, by the way, thank you for the $4 super chat. We really appreciate it. Salamander's been killing it with the super chats. So again, thank you so much. Really, really can't thank you enough. He states, I heard Larry invested in XRP. Yahoo! Wow. Well, I didn't hear that. You must know something I don't know. So
not yet. I'm almost there. I just got I just received a deposit actually just before the show. So the building is going to sell. I think it's going to close week to week and a half. So once that sells, I will ISO. I will DCA, dollar cost average, into the ISOs, and I will let everyone know. We'll have a big Larry finally got into XRP party, so that when you guys all become millionaires, you can let me on your yacht, because I'll have, hey, this is my little XRP. I don't know. I'll have to show you my wallet, or this is like, XRP pass or something to get onto the party, the XRP party. All right. All right. So no, I did not buy it yet, but I will soon. Coochie Boy, bro, I once came back and won a poker.
So have I.
With one chip.
So have I. If you play poker long enough, you play enough tournaments, it'll happen to you if you're good.
That's which kind of poker? Yeah, are you doing Texas Hold'em, or are you doing like
Yeah, I play no limit Texas Hold'em.
Oh, okay.
I haven't played poker in years. That's something I got to start doing again. Maybe Max and I will join somebody wherever the streams are. Well, Texas Tornado does them, I think, sometimes.
He used to do them, but he's been doing personal work with the tornado rebuild in Florida. Oh. He does construction, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Okay.
So when the hurricanes came through, he's basically been focusing on real world life job stuff, real career stuff, and doing that for the past couple of months.
Where do you awesome. When you play online on the shows, which shows do you go to? Where do they have them now these days?
That would be Chaka Crypto.
Okay, yeah.
Yep,
Chaka.
and Wadi, the crypto hunter.
Okay, yeah.
So those two are the ones that host. There's Ape Poker that I follow, not affiliated, promote, or anything with them. I just like some of their games. They're a larger poker gym that's in the crypto space. Other than that, just any projects out there that do poker tournaments, I'll slide in and see if I can win some tokens.
Cool, good stuff.
Might as well have fun and earn money, right?
Yeah. Yep, have fun, earn money, and meet some communities and see what happens.
Grizzly Bear Greg, listening to guys and buying up XRP and XDC. Well, save some XRP for me because I didn't get it yet. Salamander in Space, HBAR, and Algoram are also ISO 222 compliant. Yes.
I'm going to be covering HBAR here soon at CTM. Be on the lookout for it in the recorded. I'm going to do a deep dive into that. I don't know if you do this, for instance, Jeremy, with your particular channel, but like, one of the features I like in the analytics section, it tells you what people were searching for. Mm-hmm. So one of the hot ones, obviously, on ours is like Quant, XRP, XLM, XDC. But what's been coming up, I don't even know if you saw this, Larry. HBAR was a hot search for analytics. And I was like, you know what? Wow. This is one of the ISOs anyway. We've been talking about it, too, around it for a while. So again, guys, I'll just say this much. Be on the lookout for HBAR. I do think it's a very good choice. It is on my short list for ISOs. I don't have it yet, but I'm looking strongly into that one. And also ALBT, which Larry recently has covered 2 videos as of lately. So shout out to you, Larry.
Yeah, thank you. I like ALBT also. Just for full disclosure, I have not yet purchased it, but I like it because it's such a low market cap, $11 or $12 million, something like that. It's pretty low. Lazy Jedi, this is the crypto show you're looking for. What's up, Larry, Max,
up, Lazy?
Jeremy?
Lazy.
Jedi is he's an OG of OGs of OGs for Jeremy's channel. I do know that.
Yeah, he's an old head.
All right, cool. Let's see here. Where's Mike and April? Oh, they're in here. I think Mike is here.
Yeah, I saw the NFT Mike has as was it crypto or Mike Dizzle or Drizzle or
Crypto McDizzle.
Yeah, Crypto McDizzle. There you go.
Salamander Space Legrand Commission. I haven't seen him in a few days. I'm sure he'll be around. Tim Shea Salamander at the Square Dance. Crypto for Shizzle, my Nizzle McDizzle.
There he is.
Yo.
There's the answer to the question. There he is.
Tim Shea, not sure about Legrand. Every time I see him, he says work has been crazy busy. Yeah, he was saying that. Been busy. Salamander Space. Michael thinks all crypto is security except for Bitcoin. What's your thoughts on that? Is the SEC going to go after? I think the SEC's next target is Ethereum. Do you think the SEC can't be done yet? They're going to go after these guys, a bunch of.
The SEC is going to go after everybody.
Yeah,
I mean, let's just be brutally honest. At some point in time, it might be an all-encompassing thing that they do in order to, bring down, whatever they want to bring down. But as far as investigating, yeah, they're going to be investigating all the big dogs.
Sometimes I wonder the only being that might be allowed to be talking about crypto would be Patches because he can't talk. Maybe they'll make a rule where you can't talk or you have to be registered, sort of like a securities or registered agent of some sort for crypto. You think that they're going to come down on influencers too?
Yep.
Yeah.
So in the financial realm, if you want to provide advice or recommendations, you have to go through and you have to get licensed. You have to go get your Series 6, Series 7 in order to be able to do that. You have to be, educated in the space, and that test is not an easy test.
I used to have my 6 and 63 years and years ago in a galaxy far
same
away.
Same here, 6 and 7. So
I didn't have my 7 though, but yeah, 7 is a tough one. Yeah,
it is. So it's one of those things that you have to have those in order to be able to provide that, that advice, those recommendations. Same thing with institutions and advisor groups. They've got to, set themselves up as broker dealers. And I have a feeling that there's going to be something along those lines when it comes to crypto investments, as far as the institutions, and even along the lines of special registration or licensing that FINRA or the SEC is going to go through and make crypto advisors go through in order to be able to legally give advice without being held responsible for their advice.
I'm wondering if it's going to trickle over to YouTubers like us. That's what I'm wondering. I've been thinking about that.
The SEC will come after people that, that is out there doing things that is not looked highly upon in the financial space. You know what I'm getting at, pump and dumps and stuff,
pump and dump type
groups
stuff.
And shit like that.
Yep.
Insider trading, that stuff, they're going to come hard and they'll come swift once they get their hand in the door.
Yep. I believe that. Crypto for Shizzle, my Nizzle. What's up? He's been hibernating and working. Slim Jesus. I've seen him before, but not here. Welcome to Slim Jesus. Not to be confused with Slim Jesus. Wanted to offer my support for the Realist. Great to see him back in the space. Level-minded and insightful content. Keep it up, Jeremy.
Thank you. Appreciate that, Slim.
All right. So, yes. Barry Luna Classic. It's done. Stick a fork in it.
It's done. I don't even know why. I mean, I know why it still gets the hits and people still talk about it because they want to try and make it better. They want to try and get back at least something that was lost over this big loss that happened, this big failure of a project that happened. But the reality of it is for it to get back to that point, it would have to do astronomically crazy numbers in order for that to have to happen. And I just don't see it happening. I just don't. The sentiment's not there with the exception of, the small group of, how many couple thousand investors that are really hanging on to that last thread of, am I going to be able to get any of this back that I bought in at $50? It's what, 3, 4 zeros, whatever number at this point. I mean, I don't even know what the price is. But there's a lot.
It's at 4 zeros, like, I don't know, 18, 19, and so on.
Right.
My thing
not
is
looking good.
Yeah, my thing is this. I mean, I don't know. I hold about roughly 15 million of the the tokens and so on. There's a lot of people that hold a lot more, let's face it. But here's the thing. It's like a lot of people originally looked at it as being a gamble. We even said it like right during the collapse of UST and the whole thing that happened last May and so on. And then for me, it went from that to, wow, I'm actually dollar cost average into it and so on, because I felt as though it was becoming more than just the quote unquote gamble. My key thing is this, all right? There's been a lot of focus as of lately when it comes to, you've seen it yourself probably, right? Various people are always shooting out those tweets. We need to have this on Coinbase. We need to have this on this particular exchange. The one that was released as of lately, where it mentions, for instance, it's not an official roadmap, if you will, but it outlines like a grocery list of 2023. To me, that makes sense. And the reason why it makes sense to focus on those particular things is because of what they accomplished before the collapse of UST and so on. So my thing is, I like the idea, and I get where you're coming from. It's a real mixed reaction, right? We got to speak about it like conservatively speaking. Right. But with that mixed reaction, it's like there's some things on this list that I feel as though we can achieve going forward in 2023. Now, granted, it's like that's a big ask, and I totally get that. But my thing is, even if they were able to accomplish even half of those things, or even 25% of those things, realistically speaking, in 2025, to get this thing back on track, my thing is, it's great to talk about the burns and so on. That's always going to be a hot topic when it comes to Luna Classic. But getting back to that that great ecosystem, if you will, before the collapse and so on, even if they hit just part of that, I think there's value in it, is what I'm trying to say.
But see, the thing of it is people are expecting this to go back to that $100 range where it was before the collapse.
But it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to hit the $100.
No, it doesn't have to, because, and it's never going to happen, because there's people like you that have 15 million of them. And when this thing gets anywhere near a penny, you're taking profits. Other people are doing exactly the same thing. There's going to be such a huge unload of tokens and liquidity out of this project as it inches anywhere near a penny. If it gets anything close to a penny, the amount of people that bought so low into this project at the 3 and the 4 zeros, they're going to be dumping the whole way. This thing to $1, this thing to a penny, I see it never getting anywhere near there. Is there opportunity to make money? Absolutely, there's opportunity to make money. But to give the false hope to those that bought in at $50 that this token's going to get back to $50.
Oh yeah,
it's never going to happen.
I see where you come
They're
from.
going to have to buy on the ultra low and
yeah.
DCAN in order to get anything back to that amount that they bought in at those crazy numbers.
Yeah, that's like my buddy. Basically, he came in while it was collapsing at like 20 cents. He should have waited a little bit longer. But go ahead, Larry. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say, I hope there's no content creators that are stressing because it would be like a hope. I hope that no one's saying out there that it's going to get back to $50. I mean, I hope there's no YouTubers saying that.
Even $1.
I've seen
this thing's never getting to $1.
Yeah. I think $1 is unrealistic. I think you make a good point. Once it gets close, once it starts to smell a penny, people are going to be like, man, I got to cash out because I just.
If it's at 401 right now, if this thing gets close to dropping a zero, there's tons of people that just 10x'd.
Yeah.
Tons of people that just 10x'd. When this thing gets close to 201, those people that didn't sell off, they're now, 100x, 1000x's. We're talking astronomical numbers on people that put in $500, $1,000 on that play, that if this thing ever does drop a zero, they just made a ton of money on a play. They're not in it to see it to $1. They're in it to take that 10x and get out of there.
That was my theory about USTC too. It wouldn't repeg to it, UST. That's what was the stable coin? It was UST.
It was formerly UST and then became USTC.
It's not going to repeg because as soon as it gets close to that dollar, like if it got to like 20, 30, 40 cents, people are going to be cashing out. So it won't have that ability to repeg. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's the whole. Yeah, I mean that's the whole debate about, for instance, with the whole wormhole thing, right? So basically, when you have these burns, going back in to help, I guess you could say repeg this thing. As far as it getting back officially to $1, that's a whole other story. I mean, that's a big road ahead uphill battle. But when you focus on the whole thing with the wormhole concept, I don't know. I mean, Jeremy, have you looked more into the whole concept of?
No, I'm gonna be brutally honest with you. I swung trade the shit out of that thing on that first dip, made some good money, and it started dumping again, and I washed my hands. As soon as I saw it go through that secondary dump and things just kept going so crazy, I was done swinging trading it. I got my multi X's off of it, made my money, and moved on. I wish them the best, but I'm sorry. There are thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people that are out of everything that they had in that token. The only hope they got is to buy back into it and hope to God that there's a pump so they can make a profit off of their recent purchase to cover their loss that they had on their first
Yeah.
purchases. That's all anybody wants at this point, is to walk away clean.
Fair enough. I mean, that's also the way I look at it. I mean, I think it's absolutely sucks when it comes to the likes of, what happened with Luna, let's face it, Celsius, gross risk goes on VGX. For me personally, I was looking at it from the perspective of, I even had a person bash me in the comments on a record saying something crazy like, this is blood money, if you will. I'm just like, are you kidding? We're crypto. It's all about opportunity.
Right.
And so, no, I wasn't one of the unfortunate people who got into, Terra Luna at like $50, $25, $100, and so on. I was one of those guys when it became classic, and then I decided to pick up a bag because it seemed very attractive. But I think it's to be said with anything. I mean, we talked about Shiba Inu earlier and so on. I think if anything, recognizing all-time highs. I mean, with the last all-time high with Luna Classic, I'm talking about when it's Luna Classic, not Luna, right?
Right.
We saw it get up to what, like, was it 3 zeros and a 7 or something like that? A lot of people did make a significant amount. Like you mentioned, there was dumps and so on, but I'm still looking at it from the perspective of, man, you have a very passionate community, if you will. In some cases, in some ways, even though we don't have as much numbers as Shiba Inu, they do a lot of things that's similar to Shiba Inu. They just don't have, I guess you could say, just that, right? The numbers and so on. So I'm looking at it from that perspective and trying to accomplish what they have in the future for ecosystem. It just seems like it might happen.
Shiba is a hard ask. I mean, in my opinion, you're looking at Luna Classic, which is let's cut to the chase. It's a failed project at this point that's trying to figure out how it's going to recover. It's absolutely a failed project at this point. Shiba isn't necessarily a failed project. It's it's part of crypto. It went down 95%, just like every other thing. Luna Classic's down 99.9999999%. I mean, it's absolutely in the gutter. For the comparison there, I just don't see it. Even on that bull run, you have so many people that are at that next level, that 307 level. That's where, if I'm not mistaken, that's where that initial downfall settled out at before it crashed even further down to add another zero. There's so many people that were swinging right there that they got dumped on. And now you technically have like multiple layers of huge resistance of people just waiting for that token to get back to where it was so they can just, again, get clean of it, wash their hands of it, and walk away clean. I think that's what so many people just want to do, that it's going to be hard for Luna Classic to survive even a bear run.
I will say this though, you remember those days when I know your channel was really blew up with the lives. You were getting like a lot of views when you were talking about Luna Classic, and we were too. Awesome Austin was. 2Bit Crypto did great with the recorded ones, and now who's talking about it now? Classy. Classy's talking about it, and the Crypto King. So people are getting a lot of views, and I think that's a reason why it's kind of still out there, because it's getting the views. It's kind of like
say,
I
think my views came because I was DJing the shit out of that.
Yeah,
and rightfully so, right? But my thing is, my main thing is this, statistically speaking, right? So I mean, I'm a huge fan of SHIB. It's always probably going to be at least in my top 5. Somebody asked me this the other day. They asked me what's my top 5. I forgot to mention Shiba, so literally that is my 5, probably after XDC. But I was going to state, there's no denying, looking from, for instance, when it became Luna Classic, and then up to what we're just talking about, Jeremy, with the 307 something,
right?
And basically seeing that the stats show that was a 25,000% increase in 3 months, and nothing else did that. And then I'm comparing that. I know it's kind of apples and oranges comparison to a sense, but there's no denying when you compare that with the likes of, for instance, Shiba Inu, it's right up there with that, standing out with those crazy beyond supernatural parabolic statistics. And that's just like where I'm thinking to myself, man, I am looking out for 2023, I guess you could say.
Right. I'm not saying that there's not money to be made in Classic. Absolutely not. I think there is money to be made if the community continues with, trying to revive this. But just because I think with me, just because it had a name change to Classic, and you're comparing it to what it's done since it's been Classic, that doesn't wash away what happened before it was Classic. It's still Luna. It's still dumped from $100 down to 4018. I mean, we are absolutely looking at a bottomed out project that is trying to do something to get back to any relevancy and any volume and any market share. Will it happen? I don't know. There's too many variables on the way up that is going to dictate what's going to happen, and there's too much owed money in the project, in my opinion, for it to even get anywhere remotely close to where it was.
Then that's where it's at.
Even at even at the 307 level, I don't know if Classic will ever see that type of number again.
I think that's the whole thing right there. You're basically having two investor audiences. You're having the one that's from before Classic, right? Who made it very well decided, you know what, I have to justify this. I'm a DCA back into this and somehow take some, like the things you mentioned, profits or whatever the case be, or less of profits. I don't know. And then there's people like myself who is just literally post that time when it's officially Classic. I guess you could say, if anything, you could apply that to the likes of VGX. Because I mean, for me personally, I only have one profitable crypto this entire year, and that was VGX. I got in at 40 cents. Heck, Larry's got me beat on it. I don't know if he took profits and so on. I think you came in at 37 cents or something.
I got out of it. I got in at 30.
Man, you should have freaking sold that and bought some XRP when it went up to $1, my friend. But anyway,
yeah,
that's all right. But my point is, I got in at 40 cents and I rolled that up to $1.04. Then, as the saying goes, dumped it and so on. And ironically, Jeremy, I swapped it for Luna Classic, but teaches anyway.
Right. But see, here's the thing. Am I saying not to go put money into Luna Classic? Absolutely not. Because if it does anything, you throw $100 or $200 or, $1,000 or $10,000, depending on how you roll, and that's, pocket change to you, and it does run up 10,000x. Cool. But the realist in me is telling me, Jeremy, you might see a 2x, and that's where you're looking at 2x, 3x. There's I feel that for my portfolio, my mindset is not with trying to do a 2x or a 3x on Luna Classic over the course of however many months it might happen. Would I put couple $100 into it and maybe hope to God it sees 3 zeros 5? Sure, I would love to see that, and then take my profits. I would literally, I'm not in it to see it go back to $100 or even $1. I'm in it to make money, as most people in crypto are. The people that are buying into Luna C right now, I have a feeling they're very much of the same mindset that I'm in. If they're going to throw $1,000 into it and this thing runs 7x, 8x, I don't know how much more leg it's going to have to run any higher before mass profit taking starts to happen. And I have a feeling it's going to do this, and it's going to dump right back down so many times before people are just done playing around in it. But that's just me.
So we're gonna get Jeremy's thoughts soon on Quant, and then we're gonna jump into the comments and at least just say hello to everybody. Salamander Space, thank you for the $2 donation. He wants to know what Jeremy thinks about Quant.
Well, Salamander, I wish I could give you that $2 back, because I am not familiar with Quant enough to have an educated response to your question. Have I heard good things about it? Yeah, I have. Have I heard, anything negative? Not necessarily. I haven't dug into it, to be quite honest with you. I've heard the name. I've heard people talk about it. I've seen some content on it, but nothing that I'm going to be able to, talk too much in regards about.
But thank you for the super chat, Salamander, and the other ones as well. I'll just give you the quick gist, Jeremy. How about this? The Microsoft crypto, literally, Quant.
I'm not sure if I like that.
Because you don't like Microsoft?
I like Microsoft, but
Okay.
I don't like Microsoft. It's that love-hate relationship.
Well, I have kind of that love-hate relationship, especially being a PC gamer back in the day with,
Mhm.
or how about turn on my computer and getting blue screens? I don't like blue screens. Blue screens of death suck, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, be careful with 11 if you're in the beta program.
No,
It's a resource hog.
I
Oh
don't
my god,
mess
my
with
RAM hates
betas.
me.
I am old school. I'm the type of guy in which I'm technically on the old. So for instance, when everybody went to Windows 10, I was still on 7 because I
Mhm.
had all the service packs. Most of the bugs worked out and so on. I'm the late guy showing up. I'm not the guy who jumps in with all the bugs. It's freaking Windows, for crying out loud. Why would I want to do that? But
I
yeah,
agree. I've been immersed in tech for a very long time, as I'm sure you have as well. But yeah, it was hard for me to walk away from XP to get into 7. Once I got into 7's environment, I bucked Windows 8 and 9 and 10 and 11. But once we got into 10, I was really, really, really sold on Windows 10, and now being in the 11. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a fan, but man,
nice.
you have to have a good computer these days to run 11. I have a pretty decently spec'd computer, 32 gigs of RAM, and this thing with Chrome or even Firefox just running along with the resources that 11 needs. Yeah, it eats up some RAM.
Well, it eats a RAM. Chrome eats a RAM to begin with. I mean,
Well,
256, and it's
Chrome,
ever expanding.
Firefox, everything
Yeah,
does. Just anything. Like
yeah, but
I can
especially
run the same
Chrome.
version
Yeah.
of Chrome on a 10 machine and it doesn't have the same resource hog ability that it does on an 11 machine. There's just something with Chromium and Windows 11, maybe it's the beta program I'm in and it's not optimized for it or whatever, but yeah, it's a big resource hog.
Hogability. I like that one. I wonder if
Let
that
me
was in the dictionary.
let me ask you this. I mean, are you a PC gamer?
I yes and no. Do I have a gaming PC, gaming laptop? Yes, I do. Do I play Call of Duty Warzone? Yes, I do.
Okay.
Do I play it like I was 18 and 21 back like when I was in the army and in the barracks and stuff? Absolutely not.
Right. Yeah, the reflection or the reaction
Yeah,
time,
I'm
if
I'm
you will. Yeah.
45 with 4 kids, man. If I get an hour of gaming in a night, I'm really surprised. So I just don't have the time for it. It's more I'm sitting around doing nothing, spend a couple hours once a week
Well, I'll tell you
getting
this
immersed in
much.
Call of Duty.
Yeah, no, I totally want to get MW2 and so on. I mean, I have a 1080 GTX and so on. I know we're kind of getting off kilter with the crypto talk and so on, but before I even created or started making crypto content, I did the whole thing for a couple years with a gaming channel.
Mhm.
On my particular gaming channel, I think I'm up to about 33 or 7,300 subs, 7,400, but I focus on Battlefield 5, Call of Duty, Black Ops, Cold War, stuff like that. Yeah, I totally want to play MW2 and so on. But again, like I was telling, I literally told our audience this yesterday. For me personally, since I'm a PC fan, I want to throw like $3 to $4 grand at a really beast of a PC. I want to build it myself. I want to get the 4090 RTX, and yeah, that's just me, right?
You don't need all of that.
You want to know something? I do need it because
No,
here's the
you
thing.
don't.
Here's the thing. I love on the streams where everything just looks amazing. On top of that, when I do recorded videos, I want it to look just breathtaking. And then here's the thing: when I'm playing in game, I want to have like insane frames per second. I want to have all the RTX features and so on, all the bells and whistles. I want to crank that sucker all the way up. It can and so on. And I don't want any lack of frames. So just all the little things. I know.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I mean, dude, trust me. I would love to be able to see 180 frames a second in Warzone. Trust me. I would. Am I cool with seeing, 65 to 120, depending on which quality I want to run at? Yeah, I can game at that. I mean, if you're a hardcore gamer, you spend 8 hours, 12 hours, 16 hours a day, or a 24-hour live stream just straight gaming, and that's what you do, then yeah, fucking hey, go for it. Spend 4 or 5 grand on a gaming PC like that. I just couldn't do it. That's a lot. I've been
It is
looking
a
at
lot.
upgrading. I mean, for $1,000, you can get a rig, a pre-built gaming rig, an HP Omen, an MSI, gaming rig that's got, the 3060s or the 3060 Ti's with, 16 or 32 gigs of RAM, throw another $150 in RAM into it or something along those lines, with a terabyte and just well-spec'd machines running 12th gen i5s or 11th gen i7s. $900, $1,100. You can
I hear
game
you,
at
man.
you can game at extremely high settings and still get 100 frames a second.
I hear you. I literally have a 1080 GTX. I know Larry's probably like, what the heck, man? Where are we going with this thing?
Dude, I got a 1060. I got a 1060 in my laptop, and I can game on high quality and still get 60 frames a second with
I'm not cool with that, man. I am not cool with 60 frames per second anymore. I'm done of the days of not having.
I like
what
the
I'm saying
computers
is
that
this
turn
is a
on and off.
4-year-old laptop running a 1060 laptop graphics card. And I can game at high quality, still get good settings, good frame rates, 60 frames a second on a 1060 on Warzone.
I hear you, but my thing is this: when I stream, it takes a dump, if you will, on my frames when I'm doing the live. You know what I mean?
Oh,
the streaming.
I have not streamed the gaming, so
yes,
okay,
so
I get what you're saying now.
Yeah,
What
man,
about
it slashes
dual
that.
setup?
So
dual PC setup.
I don't like that because my thing is I have a natural way of not wanting to turn my I'm thinking I turn my head right here, boom, headshot, I'm dead. Forget that. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
One PC's for the stream, the other PC's for the gaming. So you're focusing on the gaming, but the PC,
you make a very valid
streamer
point.
PC is doing the stream.
I'll put it this way: I come from back in the day, where literally I had 3 PCs that were just as equal as mine. For when my buddies that came over and saw them, they didn't have to bring. They didn't have to do the bring your computer over for the LAN party. It was all set up, and I just remember those days and so on. I've gone from, the Jessica Alba of computers to the Rosie O'Donnells. You know what I mean? Like I'm not having it anymore. You know what I mean? I don't want Rosie O'Donnell no more.
No,
you know what I mean?
I get it. Hey, nothing wrong with spending the money on something that you want. And
that was the whole thing I was telling our guys, right? I said to myself, so technically speaking, I could do that, right? I could get do this insane upgrade, but I don't want to do that. Why? Because of the market we're in right now. I'm looking at I probably realistically play an W2 only. Maybe I'll have time to do it for maybe once a week and so on or something. Mm-hmm. So I rather put that $3-4 grand or whatever into these particular
crypto.
Price exactly, because I'm looking at
get the $1,000 PC, you'll be fine. Trust me, you'll be fine. You'll be able to run 4 monitors, still be able to stream. I mean, do you guys use StreamYard, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
when I used it, it was pretty resource heavy, if I remember right. Mm-hmm. I use Prism Live for my streaming software. Very low latency, and I stream 1080p, no issues, no drop frames, no drop packets, no nothing, no issues whatsoever. And I used to stream with a Canon M200 or something along those lines in the streamer camera, throwing out 1080p like it was nothing, crystal clear. I use a action camera. It's called a DJI Osmo Action 3 now. I don't know if you're familiar with DJI, but they make fantastic cameras, and their new action camera is webcam compatible, 1080, fantastic quality, and no issues, nothing, no issues with what I have. I think a newer 3060 system probably would work just fine. I don't know if you need the 4080 or the 4090. That's a lot. That's a lot, dude.
I just something about cranking it all the way up and just not even rework, no hiccups, no nothing.
Just give it the max horsepower, right?
Yeah, and just destroy.
Just send it.
Thing. And yeah, I mean, and that's another reason why I love about crypto, doing the crypto channel, if you will. So for me personally, just giving a heads up, I started with just MaximusCrypto before I joined here with Larry at Crypto Talk Now. And, it was the interactions of the comments and the subscribers and so on. I got more, I guess you could say, interactions, even though it was a smaller amount compared to, and don't get me wrong here, I've had videos for Battlefield 5, Call of Duty, Black Ops, Cold War, where I have well over 100,000 views and so on. But it was that satisfaction of that interaction, I guess you could say, with the community. It wasn't there.
Yep, I agree.
Here's what sucks. And I'm gonna say this to anybody out there who might be watching who's a gamer and you're thinking about creating your own gaming YouTube channel and so on. If you're really good and you know you're good and so on, you might do very well and so on. My thing was this: I hated the idea of it put so much pressure on me to not just hit a home run on my videos, but hit a grand slam every time, and it created unrealistic expectations where I just was like, oh my god, I have to have the greatest videos, or otherwise nobody's gonna watch this stuff.
Like the 360 no scope off the top of the building type of stuff.
Yeah,
every single time.
Yeah, I had this video in Cold War where I'm going around with tomahawks, and then I'm using just that bolt action. What was it? The Tundra, right? I'm going around with the Tundra.
It stops being fun, right?
Yeah, it's just like, come on, man. It's just I don't want to hit a grand slam. So with crypto, it was a different story. I'm an educator and so on, teacher and whatnot. It was just a lot more satisfying. Yeah, I'm not having these 100,000 views and stuff like that.
Yep.
But this is what I love, being able to. Yeah, we're doing what we're doing, man. So welcome back, Jeremy.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
But yeah, I'm right there with you. You got to do what you enjoy, and there comes a time and a place where sometimes you got to sit back and think about what's going on in your life, and you're like, okay, is this what I want? Is this how I want to move forward? Sometimes you take a step back and you're like, no, that's not what I wanted. I need to readdress what I want. And in your case, it was I don't necessarily want to do gaming. It's not fun for me, but crypto is fun for me, and I applaud that. Do what you enjoy.
I mean,
it makes it fun.
I'm still gonna come back to doing some videos and so on, but I'm gonna send out a message flat out like, look, there might be a strategy, if I happen to knock out of the park, I do, but my expectations of having to, no, I'm not doing that no more. Grand slam, forget it.
Yep.
Let's say hello to some people in the comments. We're just going to go
through. By all means.
Chaka Crypto is here. April Cornwell says, hey, she's here. And I'm going down to see who I missed. Joyce, welcome to Joyce. And Crypto AI is back. Another AI in the building.
What's up, AI?
A lot better than the YouTube AIs. I'll say that. The YouTube AIs, we don't like them too much. Well, we got to keep it quiet, but Crypto AI is a person, so it's okay. All right. So it's Crypto AI. I always wonder if Crypto AI is a lady, because it looks like on Twitter that it might be a lady, but I'm not sure.
I cannot confirm nor deny. I have no idea.
Marty, what's up to Marty? I haven't seen Marty here before. Well, thank you.
What's up, Marty? That's my boy, Marty.
Okay. Well, welcome.
Cool.
What's up, Marty?
And let's see if all the way Inu is back. All the way Inu, Drip Maxi. Thank you for being here. And let's see if I missed someone. Oh, the Crypto Smith is back. Sean, he said, "What's up, Larry, Max, and Jeremy?"
What's up, Sean?
Hey, Crypto Smith. Sean, how you doing, man? Glad to see you here in the comments. Hopefully next time around, if you happen to be a guest, or if we actually go over to your show and so on, I would be glad to join you next time around. It was a good show you guys had, for instance, you and Larry last time around. So good to see you.
So if you guys are just joining us, we're about to wrap up here. But again, we're with Jeremy, Crypto Realist. We're glad that Jeremy is back. He took a little bit of a break and came back and started making content again. You can catch him most days. He said sometime between 8 and 9:30 in the morning.
Yep, somewhere around that time frame. I got kids. They got school. I have little ones that stay with me during the day, and I have a wife that works. She travels back to where we used to live to work there professionally. So her career is there. So she flies back for a couple of weeks every couple of months and does that for a little bit and comes back. So I'm usually stuck at home during that time period and monitoring the littlest one while the rest are at school. So just kind of depends on him.
Cool. Welcome to Mr. No Face. Good to see you again. So what we'll do is we'll give Jeremy the last word here. We've had a good show. Thank you again for being with us, Jeremy. We'll hope we can do it again
for sure.
soon.
For sure.
But go ahead and tell us anything you want to tell the community that's watching, and then we'll sign off together.
Yeah, for sure. Well, first I want to say thanks to you and Max for having me on your channel and inviting me on, and to everybody in the chat for joining us this evening. And I just want to say, for my content, if you guys want to check me out, for those that aren't familiar with me, there's my channel. I appreciate you coming over and seeing if you like my content. But we talk about a lot of the news updates, things that are happening, some of the projects that we're going over and working with. But yeah, and we just kind of keep it real and talk about good projects and trying to help the future of crypto and make things better here. So if you want to check me out, I'm usually live Monday through Friday, sometimes on the weekend in the morning hours between 8:30 and 9:30 is when I'll usually go live, and we'll go live for an hour and a half. And every once in a while you'll catch me on an evening stream or on somebody else's channel. So follow me on Twitter, CryptoRealist21, for all of those updates.
Thank you thank you very much for
Awesome.
that, Jeremy.
thank you.
Again. All right. Well, everybody be safe out there. Appreciate you joining us. We'll see you again tomorrow. There's going to be a special show tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to have myself, Max, and we'll have Wadi, the crypto hunter, and also we'll have Daniel Gayton on. So it'll be 4 people on tomorrow. So thank you so much, and we will see you again tomorrow.
Sounds good.